Hello everyone, my name is DayZ, and today I'm going to be showing you a basic tutorial on how to split your Types.xml files so they're easily manageable and prevent any corruptions in your file. So the benefit of doing this purely is if you have a typo error or you need to search up for any updates. So let's say you've got a weapon mod update and it's added a new type of gun in the game. You don't have to go into your big Types.xml file that's potentially over 14,000 lines and then just basically search all the way down for that specific section of the mod. This purely isolates that whole mod into its own area. So if you do make a mistake, it will only break that one mod, it won't mess up the whole server. So firstly, I've created a blank folder with all the core server components inside of it. So when you go into your normal server directory, it will look like this. As you can see, I've already installed CodeLock and Morty's weapons. Those are the two that I'm going to be using for this demonstration. Morty's weapons will show you another variation of it, which will basically work with the attachment side of things with your spawnable types. So firstly, what you'll want to do, and for this, let me just quickly open another directory, try and make it a bit easier for you to actually see. So on this one, what you want to do, you want to go to MP Missions, your map folder, and you're going to look for CFG Economy Core. This is where we're going to be tweaking the file so it knows where to go. So open that up. So by default it would all be this. This is all you would see. But then we've added a few lines. So I'm going to do a demonstration with the CodeLock mod, but Morty's comes with this already in one of his files. So let me just show you what's happening here. So as you can see, this is the CE folder. That's where it's going to read from. So types/Morty_CE. So that is the directory name, and I'll show you it here. MP missions. So I've created this folder called types. This is where I'm going to be storing all of my mod info. The file that you're used to is in the DB. That's the one where everyone normally puts every single mod file in and copies and pastes it into. But yeah, so I've done it in types and I've created these folders. You can call them whatever you want, but I would highly suggest following a similar format just so you know what folder's what. Morty's weapons, I've just called it Morty_CE, and then I've basically pasted the two files that you would normally need. So let me go over to here. So the mod, you would go into the @Morty's weapons file, info, central economy, Morty_CE, and then these are the two files that I've copied over. So that's that's the directory that I've got, the types and then Morty_CE. And as you can see, by default it's like this, Morty_CE. So I've added that in. Now if you just did Morty_CE, it would basically be the Morty folder in this area. But if you want to have that also in a folder further on, then you'd put the types and the backslash. So from here, that's pretty much how you do the Morty side of it. Now I'm going to do the CodeLock one and show you a few things that you need to make sure you do whenever you do this process. So let me go to tutorial example, CodeLock, XML. So as you can see, most mods, so like Base Building Plus, all them sort of things, only have a Types.xml. They don't have what Morty has with the CFG spawnable types, and that is literally just your attachment chances to spawn on the gun when it all spawns. So you would normally open this up, and then the normal process would be you'd copy that and put it in your massive Types.xml file. But in this case, there's a few things that are missing from here because the mod developers don't expect people to do this process. So you'd basically copy this types over still, but instead of putting it in that massive file, you want to create a file. Let me just quickly show you because I'm probably confusing you saying file all the time. So remember, I'm in the map directory. I've created a folder called types, and then I've created a file called CodeLock_CE. I'll go into there, and then I've also created a file called code_lock_types. I'll open that up, and I've pasted this in. I have changed it for my own server, as you can see. I've put different tiers. I was just experimenting around with this. But the point is, the main things you want to take from this, you need to make sure for every single mod that you're copying and pasting, you add these two lines at the top and you add the types at the bottom. Because normally it would literally be like this. In that XML file that they give you, they're expecting you just to type, sorry, they're expecting you to just copy and paste that into the main file. So yes, that's how you do that. So basically you need that in there, the backslash types, and you need the open bracket types and the XML at the top. If you've done this correctly, so it looks like this, and you have put it in here, it will work. So an easy way to do this, copy your last one. I always basically comment it so I know exactly what it is. Code lock. So it's commented out. Paste the old one in, and then so you'll basically replicate the name. So what did I call it? I called it code lock. So the best way to do this is just rename, copy, paste that in there, go into there, folder name, and then remember, this is only for the weapon mods that come with the attachments, the spawnable types file. But because we don't have that, we're just going to delete it. And that's literally it. All you would need to do is save that, reboot your server, and it's done. Just remember, your old Types.xml will still probably be manipulating the loot on the map, but I would highly suggest creating a second server just to test this out. Go in ESP once you've done it, fly around the map, see if it looks right. If it looks like things aren't working correctly, I would do one mod at a time if I were you. So for example, if you want advanced weapon scopes, have only those items spawn on the map. And if the, once you've set it up, fly around, see if it's working. If it is, good job. If not, then come and double check all this. Make sure you've got the case sensitive and all that sort of stuff. And then yeah, basically, you've isolated all of your files and folders. So if you ever go in, need to find it, it's already there from an update. And that pretty much concludes this. I mean, this is my first video. I apologise if it's a bit confusing with the way I talk and everything. I'm just not used to doing recordings and things. But yeah, I just wanted to help you guys out, give you a bit of a more organised way of doing it, try and mitigate any issues you may come across. And that concludes this video. And I'll just add a few extra pointers at the end here. So whenever you're editing Types.xml, I would highly advise, before putting it on your server, go to this website, DayZ. Sorry. Just wait for it to load. So DayZ Types.pro, and it has a built-in validator. So if you ever have any errors in your types file, because the amount of people I've been helping lately that just have wrong info in their types, then it does take a while sometimes. There you go. Then all you need to make sure you do, I believe you need to rename it. So if you just put types for now, then you'd basically import this. Wrong file. Tutorial. MP missions, generous, types. Paste that in there. And as you see, code lock, and you can expand on this. But if you ever make an error, and this is why it's important to make sure your format is correct. Let's do this actually. So if I don't know, let's say there was a typo error where I went, put random stuff in there, save it. Go back to the home page, upload it again. There you go. On line 3, this error. So immediately you go to line 3. As you see, we've just updated it. Line 3 in Notepad++, and you can see there's a typo error in there. This is why you need, if you split everything up, if you ever make a mistake where you type a random letter or number, and it's all separate, this is only going to affect the code lock mod. If you did this in your main file directory, for that big file with types with everything in it, it could potentially stop things working correctly. Nothing will be read after the error, so it's literally just going to cause issues for the whole server. So yeah, so that concludes this, and I would like to have a quick shout out and thank Damon Forge. Damon Forge has been very helpful. He's a developer for quite a few mods actually. He's been a big part of the community. I'd just like to thank him for helping me with this original way of doing things. It was his suggestion to me to set it up like this. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Nico over at the crew servers. Thanks to him, he's saving me a lot of money on my dedicated server, and the fact that you can get hold of some of the best new processors in the world. The fact is, it's going to help me with my server that I'm developing. So, thanks to you guys and everyone else in the community that I've spoken to. And lastly, if anyone is interested in the server I'm creating, it's heavily modded. It's currently in development. It's been in development for nearly 3 months now. If anyone else wants to get involved, just help with testing, let me know. There's a lot of things to come with that. I'll leave my Discord in the description of this video if anyone wants to actually come and join the Discord just to ask for some help or any of that stuff. And yeah, that pretty much concludes it. So hope to see you next time if there's another video that I haven't seen anyone do before, and if you guys want me to do a video or anything, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. So have a good day.